Oh goodness, man! Right at the last minute, my computer decided to
No.
lock up and treat me like I was had never used a computer before in my life, and it tried to get me to log into Fortnite. I've never played Fortnite. I don't even know why it would want me to log into Fortnite, but it says I'm broadcasting.
Yeah.
Why does it not show that I'm broadcasting? Am I logged into the? There we go. I'm telling you, last minute gremlins. Christopher, my friend Elizabeth named that gremlin, that particular gremlin, Christopher, out of sheer wackiness once. Let's see, let me make sure I have everything back where it's supposed to be so that I can do this. This requires all of the windows to be exactly where they're supposed to be so that the computer knows where to look when I change cameras. So okay, I think we're back up to speed and I think we're ready. I think we're running now. Thank you for your patience. I really appreciate it. Tonight is day 9 of the book, the Gift of the Magi book that we've been working on, and we're done with. I believe we're done with all of the artwork. We should be down to the part where we are digitizing the artwork and we're putting it amongst the words in the book. And this will be a fun experience because it has been a decade since I have created a document from scratch in Word that included that wasn't business oriented, that included word art and stuff like that. And when I went to look into how to do it, the whole thing just went awry. So we may have some fun with this. I may end up making all the pages into images and just cut and pasting the images into the document. The problem is we're publishing through Amazon KDP, and Amazon KDP either requires it be in a doc format or a PDF format, and regardless, when you upload it to KDP, it will immediately turn it into a PDF format. So once you upload it, the format that it's in is the format it's going to stay in and publish. So then you have to review it, and if it's wrong, it adds another week to the process. Every time it's wrong, it adds another week to the process. So that said, and I know I'm speaking 100 miles an hour, and that's because I've been running trying to get this caught back up. Let me make sure that I'm on my evening. Okay, good. I'm on my evenings. That way I can go to my overhead right here where I can show you. But I want to remind everybody we're illustrating a story, and there are only 4 steps to illustrating a story. This camera over here is not on the right thing. That is not on the right thing either. Why is that not on the right thing? I don't understand that at all. could it possibly get any more crazy? You know what? It's just not going to happen. And we're not going to be able to see it on the vertical scene. I don't know why. You can see me. Let's do it that way. There are 4 steps. Find a story, edit a story, the wrong page, edit a story, illustrate the story, and publish a story. It's a long way to go for that gag. Just those 4 steps. That was a long way to go for that gag. But we started every episode out that way so far. What we have done so far, we have found the stories, the Gift of the Magi. We have edited this story to meet brevity and to meet today's language. And we've taken some away, we've added some in. It's still O. Henry's story of Gift of the Magi, so we have all that worked out. And we've illustrated the story. We've drawn all the pictures. At least I think we've drawn all the pictures. There are some things that still need to be edited, and I wanted to edit them on screen so that you could see the process of how that's done. So the first thing I want to point out is in our illustrations, I just don't know how to show you my desktop over here because this is not showing you the desktop. And I don't know why this is not showing. I don't know why this is not showing you the desktop. It doesn't make any sense to me why this is not showing you the desktop. It should show you everything I'm showing you here is what you should be able to see. So maybe if I just do this and welcome to Technology Sucks with Blade. All right, but at least this way I think I can show you. At least this way I think that I can show you my overhead. Yes. Okay. So, which camera is this? This camera? I need to be over here. So let's take this and move it over here. That'll work. Okay, so I want to show you our first illustration of, and I'm going to give you a chance to guess, and not you, Mom, because I think you already know this. Look at this illustration of Della, and then look at this illustration of Della, and see if you can figure out what went wrong. And there's another one. There's also this illustration of Della. And see if you can figure out what is wrong between those images. Da 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 da. Hi, Pamela. So the issue, if you hadn't figured it out already, this is a green dress. This is a green dress. This is a green dress. This is not a green dress. This is a blue dress. We started with a blue dress. We started with a denim dress because we thought that'd make her look hip and cool. And then when I went to paint her in all the rest of this, in all the rest of the illustrations, I fell back to the law, which requires that all redheads, all gingers wear emerald green. I don't write the law. That's just how the law works. So I can't really undo that because it's the law. Now I have choices. I can either add green to this, in which will make this a very dark green, which means I can go back and I would have to go back and I would have to make all of these. I'd have to go back and add blue to all of these to make these the same shade of dark green, and it may or may not match up. And it's not likely going to match up anyway. I can risk that nobody's going to notice it. That's a possibility. Or we can edit it out. And I think editing it out is probably the best way to go on that. And so I'm going to show you how I can do that, a simple way that I can do that. I'm going to walk you through some apps that I have. And I have invested a lot over time for apps on my phone because everything that I did was mobile for the last, 10 years. Almost all the computing I've done has been mobile. And so I have made a point to invest in the software to, is it this one? Why didn't that work, I wonder? Sources. Display capture 2. Why didn't that work? Phone. Why didn't that work? Close. That should have just worked. Why didn't that just work?
Because it didn't.
There we go. There we go. Now it should work fine. There. Gotcha. Okay. So, of course, this one over here now needs to change for the vertical. So let's go to the vertical over here. All right. So on my phone, dun dun dun. People sending me text messages. Who's sending me text messages? My mother. All right. Sending me text messages during the show. Okay.
I did not.
So I'm going to show you some apps that I have on my phone. I'm going to start with, obviously I've got a camera where I can take pictures. So that's my phone camera. Don't get sick. Whoa. I can take pictures with my phone, and then I can crop the image with the editor that's built into the phone. So we're going to assume everybody watching YouTube knows how to do that, and we're going to move on. And then I have an app over here called Cam Scanner. And Cam Scanner is exactly what it sounds like. It's a document scanner using my camera. And I bought this a long time ago so that I could scan documents and send them to customers, or send them to the banks, or send them to whatever. Because a lot of people, they won't just take a picture or anything. You've got to actually scan a document in. And so I can import an image like this one, and I can select it, and I can import it. And once it comes in, it'll scan it like a document, and it will turn it into, it will clean everything up for me. It will make all the colors brighter. It will clean up all the handwriting and stuff out of it, some of the handwriting stuff out of it, and it'll square it all up and take all the page wrinkles out of it. So you can see there's a lot of etching in the arms and stuff like that. I'm not sure I'm going to worry about that. I think I'm just going to leave that loose for today. But once I scanned that in, and once I went through Cam Scanner, I could have just used the photograph, but the photograph had warps in the pages. The photograph had edge issues and other things. So bringing it through Cam Scanner flattened everything out for me. So now I can come into this program that I have here. Let me show you this program again. This program is a photo editor. You can't see my finger pointing at it. It's a photo editor called Polish. And you don't have to use Polish. You can use any Polish, however you pronounce it. You can use any photo editor you want to do this. This is just the one that I'm invested in. Not like I make money off of it or anything, but it's the one that I use. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come down to our image here, and I am going to slide over to a part called Cutout. And this is where these apps really come in handy. I'm going to come over here to Cutout, and I'm going to do this manually. It has an option for a feathering slider. It has an option to size the brush, and I'm going to turn the brush down kind of small-ish. I'm going to turn the feathering off because I don't want it to feather at all. And I'm just going to come through here, and I'm just going to remove that dress altogether. I promise it's not going to leave her naked. It's just going to make the dress itself a transparency. See that? And now I'm going to save that, and that's transparent. You can't tell it's transparent, it looks black, but I'm going to save that just like it is. And now I'm going to edit more, and this time I'm going to open this dress because there's no hair or anything in the way. I'm going to crop it down to the dress, and then I'm going to add my other image on top of it. And I'm going to save it. And now there's my other image with the dress color. Not only is the dress color changed, but it is changed to match. It is changed to match the other dress. So if I turn the page back over to this dress, it's the same color. So we've resolved our continuity error. And it's, we were able to move it around so even the pleats kind of lined up with the original drawing. So that's one way that I can solve that problem digitally, and that's what I'm going with.
That's pretty cool.
You couldn't see it on the vertical side, and you still can't see it on the vertical side, and you still can't see it on the vertical side. Why can't you see it on the vertical side? Let's try it again. I just want the people on the vertical side to be able to see it. So now the dresses match if you're on the vertical side. Because my friend, is Pamela on the vertical side or is she on the horizontal side?
Horizontal.
Oh, she's on the horizontal tonight. Good.
Right.
Good. So that is how I'm going to resolve that issue. And I don't have to take it back. It's already flattened out. Both images were already flattened out, so I don't have to take it back through Cam Scanner. I can just continue to use it like it is. So once I have done that, then I can go through and I can look at all of the other images that I have that are done here, because I can go through my phone and I can go to my gallery and I can see that I've got, there's the face, there's the box, there she is, the backside of her with her hair cut, there's the jewels. I've already gone through and scanned all these and edited them the way that I want to edit them. I don't know why that's still moving. There's her running through the snow. There's her long hair. There's the mirror. There's the Christmas tree. There's the money on the table. There's the house or the apartment front. And then there she is in her blue dress. And then there is Madame S. There's Jim up close. There's Jim far away. And there's Christmas lights. Those things don't matter. And there she is on the couch. And the snowman. And those are snails at the creation of man. So those are all the things that I've got scanned in, ready to go for editing. And then now we can come over here. I think we can come over here. Let's see how this works. We can come over here and we can see that I have a document lined up. Why is it chiming at me? It shouldn't be chiming at me. I don't understand why it's chiming at me. That makes no sense. Oh, I don't need that. I see what happened. I had a application window open. I don't need that. I hope it reconnected, because it says it's going. OBS reconnected successfully. Oh, good. Okay, so what I have over here is I have the pages go. I have the pages sourced at 8.5 by 8.5 square. Now, whether I leave it at 8.5 by 8.5 square, I don't know, but that's where we are now. KDP requires us have 24 pages. What is Pamela saying? She doesn't have any control over which side she's on. I usually try to post, Pamela. I usually try to post a link. Did my sound cut out? My mic's still going.
You cut out. You're not there.
It's coming back.
You are.
It's coming back. It had to reconnect. So I usually try to put a link on the vertical side for people who inadvertently ended up there, but I didn't manage to do that this time. So if you end up on the vertical side, you can click and go to the horizontal side. But if you're on the horizontal side, I don't know what to tell you about how to get from there to the vertical. So I've got this set to 8.5 by 8.5 square for a children's book, and I've got it labeled The Gift of the Magi, and they require minimum number of pages for an Amazon KDP book is 24 pages. And I've got the text split up into 12 pages. I just took each scene and broke it down into the 12 pages so that we can add pages in between with the illustrations. So the way it will work is the writing will be on the left hand side. Hopefully the writing will be on the left hand side and the illustration will be on the right hand side. If I get my hands really close together, you can see both hands like a book on the vertical side. So the goal is to set it up like that. What I'm doing right now is I'm going to go through and we're going to add pages and we're going to start adding illustrations in between. And then we'll decide exactly how we want to edit the illustrations to make them look the way we want them to look for the book. So let me get back over. Yeah. Make sure that my phone doesn't quit streaming to the OBS disconnected is reconnecting. Something is awry. We may not make it the whole night. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So, what we have so far in the book, The Gift of the Magi, written by O. Henry, illustrated by Jonathan Manning. And then I've got kind of a dedication. On the first Christmas day, 3 wise men, the Magi, arrived to bestow gifts upon the newborn king. They asked for nothing but to bestow blessings on the child. The joy of Christmas is not in the gifts, it is in the giving. That is the wisdom of the Magi. And then we have a blank page, and then we have our first introduction to the couple. Once there was a young couple named Della and Jim. They lived in a tiny apartment that wasn't much to look at. The doorbell didn't ring, and the mailbox barely fit a letter, but they were happy because they had each other. So, what I thought I would do there is I thought that we would put a blank page in right there and start adding illustrations to that blank page. And so I have a picture. The things we want to talk about, we've got the tiny apartment that wasn't much to look at. So we're going to insert an illustration. And my phone is actually Wi-Fi'd to my computer. So I can actually go into my phone and pull pictures off of my phone. And we're in Polish. I should have moved all these to a more accessible folder, but I have this picture of the apartment, and what I did to it is I didn't take it square like it was. I cropped it to just inside the edges of the page, and then I gave it kind of paintbrush edges. So when I drop this on here, it won't have square edges. And we can take that and we can put that, should be able to put that anywhere on the page we want to. But again, it's Word, and that's just one step above Notepad, so we may not be able to. All right. So I can take that one then, and I'm going to format it. Because one of the things that we want to be able to do, I don't want that. One of the things we want to be able to do is I want the next picture to overlay it a little bit. Wrap text. Put the image behind the text. Oh goodness, it's moving around because it's Word. I touched it and now it's moving. Control X. Control V. Control V. Jeez. I touched it. You can't touch stuff in Word. That messes everything up. Layout. Page setup. On this page, just this page, paper layout. Nope, none of that's what I want. Somehow or another, I've got to get this in the upper left corner.
Can you move it with the arrows?
No, because that's what caused the problem a while ago. Once I started moving it, it started doing that, and once it started doing that, it wouldn't undo that. It only wanted to do what it wanted to do. So let's see what happens when I add the other image in. Size and position. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. Absolute. Size, position, alignment. Alignment left. Vertical alignment top. Okay, that fixed that problem. Why did it move? I don't.
Normally, you can grab the little handles.
I don't understand why it moved after I did all that. Size and position. Position. Alignment left. Alignment top. Okay. Jeez. Okay. Now let's add the next image. And we may end up going to another app and creating a full-blown collage, and then dropping the collage as a single picture, because that may be better than anything else we can do. Internal storage. Anyway, I discovered just before we started that this was how this was going to work, and I was not happy about it.
Jeez. Why would you do that?
See, and why did it take it to the next page? Control X. Control V. Why did it take it to the next page? Why won't it put it on this page? So, okay, that answers that question. I'm not doing that. I'm going to go to a different app, and we are going to do it there. So let me come back over here, and let's see if my phone is still connected. Of course my phone is not still connected. Of course not. There we go. Okay. Let's come back down here, and let's go back to polish. Edit more. And I'm going to get a blank canvas, and I'm going to go with a 1x1 blank canvas. And that's a transparent canvas, so I can do whatever I want there. And I don't want that. I don't even know why that's there. Ivy! We're learning as we go tonight, Ivy. We're full on into the belief that Microsoft Word is just one step above Notepad, and we don't like it. Okay. So let's do a few things here. Let's take this image that talks about that shows the whole apartment, and then let's add this image that shows the doorknob and the mailbox and the doorbell that doesn't work very well. And then let's add this image. What do you think? Do those three things go together like that? Or should I do away with the mailbox picture? Or should I just have the mailbox picture? How important is the mailbox picture to our scene?
I have to read the story again.
Well, the story just briefly mentions that their apartment was not much to look at. It had a doorbell that didn't work, a mailbox that barely fit a letter. But I'm not sure that
I don't think the picture fits.
I don't really think we need that.
You don't need the mailbox?
I don't think we need the mailbox. I think this picture has a mailbox in it, and that's good enough. So let's see what happens then. If we come back over here, let's save that. And then let's come back over to our manuscript and add pictures, polish. And let's add that picture right there. And so now, if we look at, there's a way to do this, view. We go to view and we look at the read mode, then we see it as it's going to be laid out. Of course, this is obviously on the wrong page. Yes, again, Word. View, edit document, Control X, Control V. I can't really show you the layout because the vertical side won't do that, but I can do it read mode.
So is it the wedding picture there to show that they love one another?
Yes, that's all it is. It's bare minimum. So once there was a young couple named Della and Jem. They lived in a tiny apartment that wasn't much to look at. The doorbell didn't ring, and the mailbox barely fit a letter, but they were happy because they had each other. Now, the other thing that I can do here is I can, and I did this a while ago as an experiment, and I'll show you what I did. I can take that, insert. Oh, you know what? I bet I didn't save it anywhere. Yeah, I didn't save it anywhere. I can take this phrase right here. Lived in a tiny apartment that wasn't much to look at. And then I can come here and I can add text box. Like this. And inside my text box, I can add that text. And I can take that text box and I should be able to drag it on top of this image. At least that's what happened a while ago. But the problem with this is, if I do this,
You don't have enough pages.
I don't have enough pages. I don't have enough pages if I do that. But it looks nice. Let me show you what it looks like. Watch it screw up. Watch it screw up because people are watching. Look at how nice that looks. And I can do the same thing with the other text. The doorbell didn't ring.
Get all the text.
And then get all the text right there. I could put this on one page and put this on one page. I don't know if you can see my mouse bouncing back and forth. Why don't we try that? Let's try that. Let's insert a blank page above this.
Yeah, but you need to correct that text if you're going to leave it. You left off a couple of words. You left off much to look at.
Well, that's because the box is truncated. The only way to fix that is to change the font. Control A. View, edit document. Home font, change the font to 12, 14, 16, 18. I can change it to 18. And it fits. Or let's do this. And guys, this we're learning. One, it always acts up. Ivy's got that exactly right. It always acts up when people are watching. But it's also an issue because I have it slid over and moved to one side so that you can see it on the vertical and you can see it on the horizontal. So there's also that issue. Now for this, let's try this. I'm going to insert a table with two. Why did it not put it on the page that I was on? Why did it not put it on the page I was on? Now inside here, I'm going to insert an illustration, picture. I also don't know why it doesn't just go back to the folder I was in.
Nino praises on vertical.
Hi, Nina Praise. Nino Praise. All right, let's see here. First off, let's shrink that down to about there. And then let's take this paragraph right here. All the way down to there. Control C, Control V, Control font, just enough to fit in that box. And then let's go to the table properties. This is so exciting. Look how exciting this is for everybody. Aren't you excited? Borders and shading, none. And see, now it lines up. So I can just leave it like that. Once there was a young couple named Della and Jim. They lived in a tiny apartment that wasn't much to look at. Then I could go back and I could take this doorbell phrase and I could put it on a separate page. And I could put the picture of the doorbell in the mailbox. Control X. There's a lot of experimentation, and you can see this is why when people say I spent a year doing this, this is the part that takes the longest amount of time. The people that draw like this for a living, they can knock these drawings out in a couple of weeks. The writing, somebody already wrote the manuscript. They can knock that out in a couple of weeks. But when it comes time to laying it out, especially if you're using Microsoft products, now let's come here and let's do the same thing. Insert table, two things. This time let's put the text on this side. And let's put the image over here. Insert illustration, a picture. And so I may spend, we've already been at this almost an hour. I may spend time showing you tonight how I do it, and then I may have to spend some time doing this by myself. Okay. Let's not get crazy. What's happened? Why is this jumping around? Do. Where did that picture go? Where did that picture go? I had that picture, picked that picture. Where did that picture go? Maybe it was in Cam Scanner. Shouldn't have been in Cam Scanner. Should have been right here. Am I in the right place? Let's see if it's in Cam Scanner. Cam Scanner is in... Well, I'll tell you what let's do. Let's just take this one and then let's crop it. Because I can do that. Down to the mailbox, over to the door, over to the doorknob, up above the plant, past the windowsill, hit enter, and then I can take that and I can enlarge it like that. And then we can take this text and we can adjust it so that it fills the box. And then we can take the box, table properties, borders and shading, none. Of course, there's still a border around that. Why is there still a border around that? Table properties, border and shading, none. There we go. Table properties, text direction, nope. Table properties, column, cell, center, okay, there we go. And so now we have once there was a young couple named Della and Jem. They lived in a tiny apartment that wasn't much to look at. The doorbell didn't ring and the mailbox barely fit a letter, but they were happy because they had each other. Except this text needs to go on that side because the picture is lined to go on that. This text needs to go on the left because the picture is set up for the text to be on the right. You can't do anything. If you do anything, everything changes. Insert an illustration, pictures, internal storage, pictures, Polish, that one. Table properties, center the text, and let's make the text, we don't need to make the text bigger. We could make the text a little bigger. Okay. And then we'll go to the table properties. Table, borders and shading, none. Okay. Okay. And that's our first 3 pages.
That's pretty cool.
You can see this is the part that takes forever. So let's look at it. Let's look at it. Views. Here's the reading layout. Gift of the Magi. Kind of an introduction to the story. Text size generally remains the same throughout the book. You're exactly right. And we need to find a text size that works for all of it. And if it's going to be 22 here, then it needs to be 22 here, then it needs to be 22 here. You're exactly right. And it may be that if it's a small amount of words, then it's a bigger picture. Whatever we have to do to keep the text size right. Pamela's reminding me in the chat that the text size generally remains the same. But what I'm trying to do right now is I'm just trying to get a general layout of how the pictures should look in the book, how the things should go in the book. I like for the pictures to alternate. So I may take this text and cut it out. Why won't it let me cut it out? Oh, because I'm not in editing mode, I'm in view mode. Edit the document. I may take this text, cut it out, and take this picture and move it to this side, and then put the text on this side. And what size did we use for the text? Home font. That's a 24. That text is a 28. That text is a 24.
Yeah.
So if we make this text a 24 also.
Tell me why you put the text on the side by the door.
On this side?
Yeah, why did you put it on the same side as the door?
Oh, I didn't. That's where it was. I just haven't moved it yet. I initially went to the opposite side that the first one was on. I just hadn't moved it yet.
Oh, what do you mean you haven't moved it? You just moved it to the other side of the picture by the door.
You see what I've done now? Here's on the first page. I know there's a lag. On the first page, I've got the text to the left and the picture on the right. On the second page, I've got the picture on the left and the words to the right. And then on the third page, I've got the text on the left and the picture on the right again.
Oh, I understand that, but I don't like the text by the door.
Okay.
It's lopsided.
Is it?
It's too heavy for me. The door's heavy, and then you've got the wording.
Huh.
It's out of balance for me.
What if we moved once there was a young couple named Della and Jem to a page all by itself?
No, that has nothing to do with it.
Sure.
It has to do with the side of the door.
Sure it does, because it makes this text lighter.
Okay.
Look.
I don't think you want to separate that.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's see what the other people say. Like an opening page?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly like an opening page.
What if you put the picture with the opening page?
Well, because then it wouldn't go down here with, and they loved each other because they were happy and they had each other. But they were happy because they had each other.
Okay.
In my perfect world, the text goes on one side and the picture goes on a different page.
And so, why don't you do that?
I guess I could.
I mean,
I thought we were looking at options is what I really thought we were doing.
We are. Couldn't you make the print larger so that the kids can see it?
Let's see, what is Pamela saying? Pamela says, why can't I select that? Why is this giving me fits?
Did you have the text run above and beside the door? I forgot what that's called. Oh, I know what she's saying.
What is she saying, and why is this giving me fits?
It would be like an L shape or an upside down L, and the picture would fit in the corner.
Could you have the text run above and beside the door? Oh, have the door down in the corner and have the text above and beside it?
Right. You'd have two long lines, and then you'd have short lines down the side.
I could do that because all I'd have to do that is take this and put it Control V, just drag it down to above our box.
You watch, it'll suck it into the box.
It's already tried that. That's what we're trying to avoid right now. It's already made that attempt. Like that?
No, it goes up there above the door.
Give it
we have a lag. I'm sorry.
Give it a minute.
You need to
Pamela says yes, that's what she meant.
right. I might scoot the picture up as much as we don't want to do that. But
You fill this gap up there. I can't. Now remember, I'm in a table. I can't do that.
that's a general idea.
Yeah, but keep in mind, once we set this, this is just us. There's not another editing team that's going to do this. So my only other option is to do this in a document, do this as an image, and put the text where I want it to go, or buy a publisher. And I think publisher comes with. Didn't they discontinue publisher?
I don't know.
I think they discontinued publisher. You used to be able to get Microsoft Publisher with the Office suite, and I think they discontinued it. But my only other option is to drag the text around in an image. But I can't do that in Word. I would have to do that in something else entirely. I could do that on my phone. This is why I say it would be very much faster for me to do it on my phone, but it would end up as a series of images and not as a document.
You can still get publishing software from Microsoft.
Microsoft Publisher?
Yes.
Maybe I should look into that between now and the next stream.
Yes, you can do that.
Ivy uses Ibis Paint X and slap the text and image together. See, that's what I should do. Is I should use something else, because on my phone I would just use Polish. If I were to go back to how I would normally do this, see how it's stopped streaming the phone again.
I know this is really crazy, but I can do this in my embroidery software.
Yep. And then she imports the image into Canvas to make the book. So I mean, I could do that. Like I said, I could do it here. I could go to Edit More, and I could just go up here and go to Canvas, and I could. I just have to add this text. I just have to type this text out. Once there was a couple named Della and Jen. Let's just see what happens. text keyboard. Once there was a can't use because I'm on a voice call. I can't use my voice because I'm on a voice call with my mother. It's crazy talk. Who would have thought?
You want me to hang up?
No, absolutely not. I tell you what I do want to do though is I want to take about a 10-minute break, and we'll just take a little 10-minute break, and we will be right back. I got me a lover down in New Orleans, kept me warm in the winter, left me frozen in the spring. Why how the seasons go by. I like to get high and love to get low, so the hearts keep breaking and the heads just roll. Whoa. So the story goes, 1, 2, 3, they're gonna run back to me. I'm climbing over mountains and I'm sailing overseas. 1, 2, 3, they're gonna run back to me. They always wanna come, but they never wanna leave. My exes and the uh-ohs, they haunt me like a ghost. They want me to make them oh, and they won't let go. X's and O's. Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see people are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. You wanna go where people go, people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name. Dig, if you will, the picture of you and I engaged in a kiss. Sweat of the body covers me. Can you, my darling, can you picture a dream if you can? A courtyard, an ocean of violets in bloom. Animals strike curious poses. They feel the heat between me and how can you just leave me standing alone in a world that's so cold? World that's so cold. Maybe, oh, my father, you know, is always too bold. Well, maybe you're just like my mother. She's never satisfied. Why do we scream? Why? This is what it sounds like when doves cry. That wasn't quite 10 minutes. That wasn't quite 10 minutes, but here we are, back to where we were. Let's see here. I'm on the wrong scene though, because if I do it any other way, then I end up not starting the music again. Okay. So here I can go. Why didn't that start typing? Oh, because I'm on templates and not keyboard. I still didn't start typing. I have the keyboard. Why isn't it? There we go. Backspace. It'll only let me hit one key at a time with my keyboard. That's just not going to work. That's not going to work. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to do that unless I download Canva. And of course, the scenes are changing, and I don't want the scenes to change. So I tell you what, let's do. Let's go through today, and let's finish putting the images where they go with the text. And then I'll spend some time trying to figure out how to make it land the way we want it to. See how it's already, I touched something and it's already undone everything that I had on there. Because I touched it. This, I wanted to delete this. And this, I wanted to delete this. But I touched it and everything tried to move. So like I said, I tell you what, let's do. Let's go through and let's figure out, do I want the text and the image on the same page, or do we want the text and the image on opposite pages? And I'm kind of leaning towards having the text and the image on the opposite pages just to make sure we get the 24 pages.
That way you can make the text larger print.
Exactly. But do I need the text larger print? It's 20.
Well,
it's 22 font. If I stick with 22 or 24 or whatever it was, do I need larger print? It's 24 as it is.
I don't know. What I see, it looks smaller, of course. But
Well, yeah, because one you're not even looking at this screen that I'm looking at because I'm on the wrong screen,
I know.
and two, I mean, you're right. We could take that up. We could take that up to.
I don't know. That's something I just have to. You just have to play with it, see what looks good on all pages.
We could take it up to 28. Insert a blank page. Give me this. Give me this image. Control X. Come to this page. Control V.
If you made your view be side-by-side pages, then you can see what it would look like.
Well, I can't do that and show it to you on the screen.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I can do that on the horizontal side, but I can't do that on the.
Yeah, it will work for the vertical.
Scroll back and forth on the vertical.
You want to do every page, not every page, the pictures on the opposite side of the text?
No. Yeah.
Or do you want some of it?
I'm thinking yes. I'm thinking that's exactly what I want to do. First, I need to delete this table out of the way. And then what do we take that font up to? 28? Home font 28 or 26. $28 is what we had it up to. So this is 28.
Yeah, Ivy says it looks good on her TV. On my phone, 28 is better.
Okay. Then that's what I'm going to run with. I'm going to take, and I will do the same thing. We'll take this image, Control X, and we'll do it here, Control V. Make it bigger. Then we'll come here.
See, I like that. I like the text with that picture.
Well, and if it's in a book, they'll be side by side, so it'll still work out the same way.
Right.
did that O come from? Does anybody know where that O came from? Somehow there's an O on my page, and I don't know where it came from. I'm gonna have to learn how to master Canva is what I'm gonna have to do. This business of trying to figure out Word every time is for the birds. Okay. Now, if we do that, we don't need this blank page. All right, let's see if we can look at it. What happens if I do that? What do you see on the horizontal side when I do that? I know on the vertical side, everything just got screwed up. But let's see what it looks like on the horizontal side. Edit document. Read mode, print layout. Side to side. There we go. So there's the... I think that needs another blank page. We'll go to here, home, insert, blank page. Because there's what happens when you open the book. Then you turn the page, and you would see this. This stuff should be on the other side. So home, Control X, Control V, and then we turn the page again, and this is what we end up with. Okay, what do you see on the horizontal? Can you see that? I can't see OBS and this at the same time.
I can't. I see half.
Wonder what I have to do to make that work.
I just see half of the page on the right.
On the vertical, you're not going to see anything. But on the horizontal, you should be able to see it now. Give it a second to catch up.
There you go. I can see the whole page now.
Okay.
I see both pages.
Yeah, the vertical is not going to be able to see that. So here I am at the beginning of the book. When you open the book, you've got a blank page on the right. You've got the title on the, or a blank page on the left, and you've got the title on the right. Turn the page again, and you've got a blank page on the left, and you've got the introduction on the first Christmas day, Three Wise Men. You've got that on the right. Turn the page again, and then on the left, once there was a young couple named Ella and Jim. They lived in a tiny apartment that wasn't much to look at. And then we have our apartment. And turn the page again. The doorbell didn't ring, and the mailbox barely fit a letter. But they were happy because they had each other. And that's as far as we've gotten.
I think that's okay.
So when you look at it in that view, it's not bad. But you'll have to keep me apprised of what's going on in the chat and on the...
There's nothing. Chat's quiet right now.
I'm sure, especially on the vertical, because they can't see anything. Now they can see it. Okay. So I think I like that. I think the writing on the left and the image on the right is probably the way to go. But I am going to have to master Canva if we're going to continue to do this. I'm going to have to master something besides Word.
Canva is not difficult.
You know, you say that, but
No,
I'm old.
you know what? I did that when I was doing my uh, virtual assistant class.
Gotcha.
I did it. I mean, we had to do stuff in Canva, and it once you understand how you move things, it's okay, and it's a quickie. It's a quick learn. It was a quick learn for me. If it was for me, it will be for you.
So let's take this text and let's move it over here. And then let's add a blank page here. And then on this blank page, first off, we need to turn this text into size 28 font. And then on this side, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to add the Christmas tree in the background and the table in front of it. Pamela likes this a lot. So let's insert illustration, pictures, internal storage, pictures. I don't know why it doesn't go back to the last folder I was in. That's kind of irritating. Let's find that Christmas tree. I have that Christmas tree as a Christmas tree all by itself somewhere. Already edited out. What did I do with it? Well, it's not like it would be too difficult to get back. All right, let's go back to our phone here for a second.
I assume that the was tomorrow is on purpose. What does that mean?
I assume that the was tomorrow is on purpose. I don't know what you're talking about, Pamela. I'm sorry. I don't know what we said. Did I say something untoward? I don't remember saying anything untoward.
I don't know. I don't know what she means.
I'll tell you what, let's do here. Edit more. And then let me find that table with the money on it. And let's cut that out. AI cutout. Give me that eraser and turn that size down, that filter down, that feather down. I turn that size up just a little bit. And we'll come right down along the edge of that table there. Come right down the edge of that table there. make that brush just a little smaller so that I can get right up in that corner. And then I can get great big, and I can take that big block out all at once. And then I can put that little bit back right there that I didn't mean to take out. And I can come over here with my eraser, and I can come straight up. I learned to do this carefully. And go straight up that leg there, like that. Back to my go back to my brush. Put some of that stuff back that I didn't mean to take out.
I still don't know what she means. I know that's incorrect. It says that's incorrect unless you meant it that way. Otherwise, it should be is tomorrow. What is tomorrow?
Christmas is tomorrow. She says it's because it says Christmas was tomorrow, and it should be Christmas is tomorrow. I see what she's talking about now. Pamela, I'm a little slow. You have to remember I have a Southern Oklahoman education. I grew up in rural Oklahoma. I'm a little slow on that kind of stuff, especially catching grammar, issues. Was is past tense, is in the future. I got you. Yeah, I'm on board now. I'm on board now. I'm a little slow on the uptake there, but I'm on board now. And then let's crop this. Nope, that's not what I want. Where is my cropper? There's my cropper. I like the tree. The tree needs to come out from behind there just a little bit. Didn't mean start from scratch. Need the tree in the background. And then I need the table up front. Like this. Maybe a little closer. Just overlap the tree just a little bit. And then I can crop it. For that full effect. Yeah, that kind of works. And then I can come over here and I can insert an illustration, pictures. Pictures, polish. See, and it doesn't help. It doesn't help that we missed Tuesday. By missing Tuesday, it threw us off. So now we're a day behind.
But we had a good time.
We did have a good time. My son is the leader of his scout troop. This this time around, and he it's not going to let me do anything there, huh? I wonder why. I wonder why. Anyway, and he was hosting the uh, court of honor last night, or Tuesday night. So we took off. We took the night to go do that. I wonder why it won't let me do anything over here. Behind text. Let's see what happens then. Oh, here we go. Alignment. Centered. Alignment. Centered. There we go. And then let's see if we have room for this text to be size 28. It is already 28. So that continues to work for us. You're not even looking at the right thing. You're still on the other page. You can't see what I'm doing.
No, you haven't changed the camera.
Yeah. I used to have a producer.
I know you used to have. She was told it's always the lag. So hey.
That was a good one. Way to come back on that one. And now,
Oh, that's good.
with the tree and the table,
Yeah. Of course, I like that tree.
you know what I think? I think the couch needs to be right here.
Under the wording.
Next to the tree. Hang on a minute. Let me see what I can do here.
Sure, she does. That's exactly where she needs to be.
Canvas. Not the whole image, just the side of her. Then when we go to the next page, we move over and we see the edge of the tree and we see the rest of the couch. I'll show you what I mean.
I want a Christmas card with the tree on.
You know what? I didn't make that one, did I? I need to do that.
No.
I need to do that. Let's find... The first thing we need to do is we need to find the picture of her on the couch. What did I do with the picture of her on the couch?
No. I don't want a Christmas card. That's a picture I need to hang above my man. I need somebody to paint that for me. If I only knew someone that could do that.
If only. All right, AI cutout, AI select. That's just almost perfect right there. Give me the eraser. Let's get that gone. Give me the manual select. Let's get that right there. Give me the eraser again. Turn the feathering off. Turn the size down so that I can come across there and get that off. And get that off.
I don't know when it wonders if there's a window for the tree to be in front of.
You know, I could draw. It wouldn't take much to draw a window, but if you look at the outside of the house, you can see the tree through the window, and it's a much more robust tree than what they have. But you can see the tree through the window, so that should be the tree. But you know what could go between the tree and the couch is the mirror, or the mirror,
Yes.
or the mirror could go over there beside the tree. I just don't want to put too much there.
I don't think the mirror goes there.
I'm not. After having messed with this couch, I'm not so positive that the couch goes there either. But we're going to find out here in just a second. I'm going to add the image that we had from before. That one. I'm going to blow that up real big, like that. And I'm going to add the edge of that couch sized over there. What do you think about that? We're just seeing it. We're just seeing the edge of it. That way on the next page when we move over, we can move over and we can see her in the edge of the tree. That ties that to me that ties the whole room together. But I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. Let's see. Let's see what it looks like over here.
Pamela says too small.
The couch is too small or the tree is too small?
I'm not sure about the couch either.
Yeah. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to look at it on here right now. And I'm going to make a snap decision. But I want to see it before I make that snap decision. Yeah, because you can't tell it's a couch. Yeah, the couch. She said the couch is too small, but it doesn't matter because even if the couch were bigger, it would bring it forward in the room, and it's not in perspective with the table. We're kind of standing up above the table, but we're looking down on everything else, or looking straight at everything else. That stuff is not in perspective. I think we can get away with that with just the tree and the table, but once you add the couch in, it throws everything off. So yeah, I'm going back to the other image. If I really wanted to play with it, I could change the perspective of it. But honestly, I just kind of like this. But I'm kind of with Pamela. A window or something would make it look less stark, or a picture or something hanging on the wall would make it look less stark. But I think the thing that really throws it off is this table and this tree are not in the same perspective. Maybe the tree should be smaller but sitting on a small side table. I'd have to draw a side table. I could take the tree out and just put the table and just leave the table. Then I don't have to worry about the perspective of anything else. Let me see.
I think that's the best choice, is to take the tree out.
Just take the tree out and put the tree next to the couch.
Right, because the tree really doesn't have anything to do with that particular part.
Other than them saying that Christmas is tomorrow. Not Christmas.
Well,
Not Christmas was tomorrow. I don't know. How do you do that, Pamela, when you're talking about a story that happened in the past, but you're referencing the future of the past that's still in the past? That past's future is still in our past.
she said it needs to be at least part of the window frame. I think you could just lightly put a window pane in there. And it doesn't have to be the window in the front of the house.
What if it was just that table?
Okay.
She says, then was is correct. Oh my goodness. I don't think Christmas was tomorrow I think it would be Christmas was the next day. Because it can't be Christmas was tomorrow, because tomorrow is tomorrow. Tomorrow is always tomorrow. Tomorrow is never in the past. Tomorrow is always tomorrow.
I think it's Christmas was
Christmas
the next day.
Christmas was the next day. Then that removes all of the grammar issues for all of us.
I don't like the table out in the middle of the page.
I don't either.
You're going to have to put it against the center.
But if I move it against the center, then I have all this dead area over here.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
That may be okay.
Much.
That may be okay because of the angle we're looking at it. That may be fine. I could blow that table up a little bit.
You could add a rug.
Why would it do that? Why on earth? Why on earth? I go to crop it, and instead of letting me crop it, it does all this wacky stuff. Why on earth? I simply don't understand.
How much is that?
How about that?
No, I don't like it in the middle of the room. In the middle of the page.
I think she's still talking about the text.
Oh.
Let's crop it a little more. So that it does that and emphasizes the $1.87.
Yeah, I like that. I think that would, since my leg catches up.
Okay, so she sighed, then flopped on the couch. How can I give him something special with only this, she sobbed. All right, from right there, I'm going to insert a blank page. Do I want the Christmas tree next to the couch? Is that what we decided?
Sure.
Or do we want the Christmas tree next to the mirror? Like I'll show you. Hang on. Let me go back to...
Didn't we originally have it beside the mirror?
What I did at one point, I made an image. Where is that? At one point, I made an image for a thumbnail, just to show that it could be done. Let me see if I can find that thumbnail. Here we go. With the tree next to her, looking at the mirror. I don't know how I feel about that though. I don't know. I really like the tree. Maybe the tree goes next to the introduction, or on the blank page before the very first words. Maybe we don't use the tree in the story at all, or maybe the tree goes next to Della and Jem at the end of the story. But before I make that decision, let me see the tree next to the couch.
Maybe the tree goes on the front page with the very first page of the book.
Let me see the key. Let me just see the tree next to the couch. I don't know. I think that may be out of balance. It's an awful big couch. Imagine all of the executives, madmen, sitting around the table with cigar smoke and Maker's Mark arguing about these kinds of things. She can't have the tree next to the couch because, yeah, that's off balance. The only way to make that work is if I overlap the tree a little bit with the couch. I don't think I like that at all. I think the real problem is I don't like that picture of her on the couch. Yeah, I'm gonna try
I
one.
don't think I do.
I'm gonna try one more thing. I'm gonna add that
I
tree.
think that's the whole problem.
What's that?
I'm with you. I don't like her on the couch.
I'm gonna try one more thing and then I'm gonna call it. Because the perspective of the the perspective of the couch is we're looking down at it. Because we can see the cushions on the top and we can see the top of the cushions, but we're looking directly at the tree. And that throws the whole thing off. And there's no way to fix that unless I redraw one or the other. So what let's do instead, let's change that picture out. And let's just use the couch. Let's just use her on the couch. And that way, hang on a minute. I mean, that's nice and all, but I could go in and use, hang on, where's Cam Scanner? DCIM. I could go in and use this picture. There's a spot on my monitor I thought was on the image. It's not on the image. Crop. Come in just a little bit over here because there is something there. You can't see what I'm doing. What if I just did that? Ivy says, being an artist or creator involves a million decisions. Pamela thinks the table works as a full page. I think so too, Pamela. Thanks. I'm glad y'all are being patient with me. Tell me when it catches up with her on the couch in the yellow background.
Yet, art's not needed in schools. Oh.
Right. Everybody knows you don't need art in school, right? Ivy says she likes that one with the yellow background on the couch.
Yep, I agree.
Okay. Della sat up and wiped her eyes. She thought of Jim's gold watch. The one passed down. Oh, you know what? We didn't just draw a gold watch.
Oh, we didn't.
I can get a gold watch. It wouldn't be hard for me to just grab that gold watch off of that other image. Pamela just had a sneezing marathon. I love those. Those are fantastic. You know what? The thing that's bothering me, now I don't get the sneezing thing down here as often. I get the twitching eye. I get that one eye that just twitches and itches and won't stop twitching and itching all day. It is, we're in the not so hot season, so all of the mold and fungus is all the mold and mildew is just prolificating. Okay, let's see what I can do here. I have a blank canvas, and I'm going to add this picture right here. And I'm going to AI cut out, but I'm going to manually select this. Turn the feathering down, turn the size down, and I am going to manually select this right here. That is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to blow that up that big, and I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to come back over to our document, and I'm going to add it. Look at there. Now we have a pocket watch. Oh, Pamela says, I only get those when someone's about to die. Her sneezing fits. She says she only gets those sneezing fits when someone's about to die. And Ivy said, just as you said that, an ambulance drove by. Oh, Pamela's in Oklahoma. Ivy's in Indiana. I hope Pamela's sneezing in Oklahoma didn't cause damage in Indiana. Do do do. Della sat up and wiped her eyes. She thought of Jim's gold watch, the one passed down by his father and grandfather. He loved it dearly, but the poor thing hung from a tired, worn-out leather strap. Now this stuff needs to move over there. And then this needs a blank page. All right. When Jim checked the time, hang on, we may have to do something else here. I don't have a picture to go with that. When Jim checked the time, he always tipped the strap toward his coat so no one would see how shabby it was. He never complained, but Della could tell it bothered him. If only she could buy him a fine. Maybe that stuff needs to move over here. Maybe Della sat up and wiped her eyes, needs to go over here. What if we took that part right there, Control X, and we put it right there? I want to make sure that my font is right because I quit paying attention to that a while ago. Yeah, it's got to be 28 to stay consistent. It's a lot of words. Then we'll take this, Control X, and we will add it here. He loved it dearly, but the poor thing hung from a tired, worn-out leather strap. When Jim checked the time, he always tipped the strap towards his coat. No. That's a lot of text to not have an image all by itself. Not sure how I feel about that at all. Because the next image I have is her looking in the mirror, brushing her hair, getting cleaned up when she has the idea. Maybe we take out him being self-conscious about it. What if instead of all of that, what if it just said, she thought of Jim's gold watch, the one passed down by his father and grandfather. He loved it dearly, but the poor thing hung from a tired, worn-out leather strap. If only she could buy him a fine silver chain to match the beauty of that watch. Now it's not. Now he's not wallowing in self-pity. It's not Jim being upset by the watch. It's her being excited to do something for him. Yeah, he doesn't need. He doesn't need to be self-conscious about it.
Ivy says, leave her thinking on the couch. That builds suspense to what to do with the watch.
Got a lot of blank pages in here now. All right, we take all of this text, Control X, Control V, font. This is like reading a Harry Potter book. Every page has more words on it. Less pictures and more words. After a while, she finished crying and decided to clean up. Washing her face and combing her hair always made her feel better. She had such beautiful long red hair that almost fell to her knees. It was her favorite thing in the whole world next to Jim. Maybe that should go before the pocket watch. Maybe she should think of the pocket watch while she's brushing her hair. We could move all of this insert pages, blank page to here. Now that didn't work. Control X, nope. Control Z, Control V. I don't have any idea why that didn't work. We can take all of this, Control X, and we can delete this page. No, we didn't want to do that. Control Z. And then go here, insert a blank page. And on this blank page, we add the picture of her brushing her hair. Let's see, do I have a picture of her brushing her hair? Pretty sure I do. But we have to put her in front of that mirror again.
She was standing in front of the mirror.
Yeah, but I didn't. I made that edit. But what did I do with it? That should be in the polish folder. I have to be careful because some of the images on my phone are not YouTube friendly. I tell you what, let's do. Let's not show you my phone while I do that.
There's my flag.
What? No. Let's see here. Where is the polish folder? Polish. Yeah, see, I made that image. Okay, that's in the polish folder. We'll have to go actually need to remake that one because it still has her in the blue dress. So you can see the blue dress in the mirror. It won't be noticeable to anybody but those of us in the know. But I'm in the know. And I'm always going to be in the know on that one. So let's just remake it. It won't take us anything to remake it. Take the mirror, cut it out. AI cutout, perfect. Save, save. Edit more, and then let's take her picture here, and let's add the mirror. Like that. We need to not show her arm. Because remember, she's brushing her hair. We need to not show her arm.
Ivy has to leave.
Ivy, thanks for coming by, hon. I'm really glad you stopped in. I really appreciate your input. I am going to have to learn Canva, though. A problem is I'm so used to these tools that when I try to learn anything else, I get frustrated. And like, Well, why isn't it just simple like what I'm used to? Why's it got to be complicated? I don't have to be all that careful, and I'll show you why. I can go through here and I can just take all that off, and then I can add that mirror back on around the outside, not that one. That one. I can add that back around the outside. Like that. Save, and then edit more, and then get me a canvas. And then on that canvas, I'm going to add this. And then I'm going to add in front of that, I'm going to add this. Oh no, I'm not going to add that. I'm going to add, where is the cutout of her? Polish. Nope. It's not that difficult to make another cutout of her. Do. Recent. This one. AI cutout. AI select. Grab it. Make it match in size. Make it overlap a little bit. Save. And then I can go over here. I can insert. I'm not sure. It's already 8:30. We didn't have any easels this week. Pamela didn't send me any easels. Ivy didn't send me any easels. Claudia didn't send me any easels. So I didn't have any easels this week.
I'm going to have to be right back.
Okay. Or if I had easels, I missed them. Crop. I'm going to crop that so I can make it bigger. I don't want to make it so big that you can see every detail. But I want to make it big enough that it... Why won't it move? Anybody have any ideas why it won't move? All right, let's see if I can do that then. Size and position. Position, size. Text wrapping. Position. Alignment. Centered. Alignment. Centered. Okay. There we go. After a while, hang on. What's our font size over here? 28. Good. After a while, she finished crying and decided to clean up. Washing her face and combing her hair always made her feel better. She had such beautiful long red hair that almost fell to her knees. It was her favorite thing in the whole world next to Jim. And then, where did the pocket watch information go? What happened to the part about the pocket watch? Let's just see. She thought of Jim's gold watch, the one passed down by his father and his grandfather. He loved it dearly, but the poor thing hung from a tired, worn-out leather strap. If only she could buy him a fine silver chain to match the beauty of that watch. And then, that's when she has the revelation. I'm not sure about this. As she combed her hair, she suddenly had an idea for how to get money for Jim's watch. So she put on her hat and coat and ran out into the snow and street. Control X. Control V. What's our font size? 20? Needs to be 28. And here, I do want the two pictures together. I want the picture of her running through the snow, and I want Madame S's salon entry. Do I already have that together? I may already have that together. I'm not real sure. If I don't, it won't take much to put it together. I think they're both on the same page where I drew them. But I think I scanned them as two different images. Photo, cam scanner. I did. I scanned them as two separate images. Okay, so photo, canvas, yes, add this up here, and add, we're on the wrong screen, add this down here, save, and then come back over here, insert, illustration, pictures, pictures, internal storage, pictures, polish, this one. And again, it's in the wrong place. I don't know why. I don't know why. All right, now inside, that sentence needs to be on a different page. My mouse is suddenly tired. Control X. My mouse is suddenly trying to not move, not do anything. Control V. Let's take all of that, make sure that it is 28 font. And here we have the illustration of Madam S cutting her hair. Insert illustration, pictures. 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 Polish. What folder is this? This is not the right folder. Polish. I know I did that picture, but it may be worth it doing it just to do it again. It may be worthwhile. Nah, that's fine. Size and position. Position, text wrapping. Position, alignment, centered, alignment, centered. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like this needs snowflakes. Between where Della's running down the street and where she sees the sign, I feel like we need like snowflakes in the background across here. Like clip art or something. Something to fill in that void. All right. She searched all afternoon until she found the perfect gift, a silver chain for Jim's gold watch, the one his father and grandfather had owned. It was just right, strong, simple, and proud, just like Jim. Control X, Control V, nope. Control C, Control V. Font needs to be 28. And over here, I have an image, I have an illustration, I have pictures. We've made it further than I thought we were going to make it. Honestly, I thought we were going to be about halfway back and say, okay, we need to schedule another day. Pictures, polish. No, it's not in this folder. Internal storage, DCIM. Don't let my phone go to sleep because that's what turns off the thing. DCIM, cam scanner, and it is this one. There. That night, Della fixed her short curls as best she could and waited for Jim to come home. When he walked through the door, he froze. Your hair, she said. I sold it to buy your present. Do you still love me? Do you still love me? If you have to ask a question like that, I think your relationship's probably got issues.
He said.
She said, do you still love me? Illustrations, pictures, pictures. And this is when we get to use this one. Control X, Control V. Why won't it go Control X? Why won't it just go here, like where I put it? Why do I have to fight that every time? If anybody knows, if a Microsoft Word expert is watching this sometime in the future and you understand why Microsoft Word is this stupid, just just let me know. And I know the answer. Everybody's going to say, well, quit using Microsoft. I know Pamela's over there going, I'm an Apple girl. Yeah, well, your issues don't affect me at all. And I think Ivy was saying kind of the same thing. Size and position, wrapping, alignment. I know that's what everybody's going to come back with. They're going to say ditch Windows and move to Apple. And at this point, I may. Jim smiled, reached into his coat, and handed her a small box. Of course I do, but look inside this. Della opened it and gasped. Inside were the beautiful combs. Why is there? Oh, because somebody, when I did that before, it was bold, and when you change bold into text messages, she says try the arrow button. We're going to insert a page right there. We're going to go back to here, and we're going to go white months. This needs to be size 28. And then here, we're going to put in an illustration, pictures, and it is, where are them beautiful combs? Why are the combs not there? Does anybody have any idea why the combs aren't there? I scanned the combs. Oh, no, I did not, because I was going to show you how it's done. But I already did that. So I already showed you how it was done, but now I get to do that again. So let's go to Cam Scanner. And let's go to, yeah, the combs are scanned. Why aren't they in the Cam Scanner folder? Save to gallery. That's what I did wrong. Okay. Internal storage. DCIM. Cam scanner. Right there. That's what I wanted. Nope. Arrows do nothing. Dragging and dropping does nothing. Nothing. Nope. Size and position. I'm sure it has everything to do with that right there, because it's locked into that spot until I undo that. Della laughed. Oh, Jim, my hair will grow again. And look what I got you. And she showed him the silver chain. Now, here's the beauty of that. Her hair will grow back. That gift is still good for her. It may take a few years to get it that long again, but that gift is still good for her. What are they going to do to get his pocket watch back? This story's a bit one-sided. Don't you think? Just a bit. Did I not scan his watch? It doesn't appear that I scanned his watch. import images.
The gold watch?
No, I got the watch. I didn't get the I didn't get the picture of the silver chain. This one.
So we're putting a silver chain with a gold watch.
You know, that's what the story says. It actually says that in the story. I didn't make that part up. I wouldn't put a silver chain with a gold watch. But you have to carry a silver chain around with you. This is Victorian England, or this is the Victorian era. You have to carry a silver chain around with you to fend off the vampires.
That's true. That's true.
So I understand why she wanted to make sure. I mean, everybody has to have a discreet way to carry silver around with them. Look at that. It didn't move it to the next page. That's a bonus. I'm afraid to stop now. We're in kind of a groove. All right. Let's see here. Then Della laughed. "Oh, Jim, my hero girl again, and look what I got you." And she showed him the silver chain. And Jim chuckled and pulled her close. "Della, I sold my watch to buy your combs." And for a moment they were quiet. Then they both burst out laughing and hugged each other tightly. They had traded their greatest treasure for each other's happiness, and somehow that made them richer than ever. There is something going on here that shouldn't be there. There's just a little bit, there it was. There was just a little bit of edge of paper there that shouldn't have been there. So let's go here and insert a blank page because we need a blank page at the end. And then let's find us, we made a picture. Didn't we make a picture of, how'd that happen? Were you not able to see me do that? I was probably on the wrong thing the whole time.
No, we just have a picture of the box and the chain.
Yeah, I was on the wrong area. I was doing stuff over here in the book, and you couldn't see me do stuff in the book because I was busy, because I left you on the phone. Let's see if the picture of Jim and Della together is still done, or if I need to redo it, if it's still going to work, or if I need to redo it.
Pamela says maybe she got twice as much for her hair as she thought she would, so she can go to the pawn shop and buy the watch back.
Maybe. I like that plan. I like that idea. First, let's crop this. We don't want this whole picture because I don't want to have to redo her dress. And then, let's size and position it to the center. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last image. And if we're happy with this, there's not much left to do.
Did you leave the Christmas tree back on that other page?
Mm,
Or did you take it out?
I think we were going to move the Christmas tree back to one of the front pages. Didn't we say we were going to move the Christmas tree back to like
On the very first page?
here?
Or the page, the very, with the weird, the introductions.
Yeah.
It'd be the next two over.
You want it with the introductions, or you want it with next to the gift of the Magi?
You just, I don't know. No, I don't like it.
You don't like it here?
No.
With the gift of the Magi?
Maybe you put it on the very last page. When they close the book and they turn the last page, there's your Christmas tree.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't like it on that page. Well, it could be, because that's the inside of the cover. That's going to throw your pages off.
No, this is the inside of the cover.
How is it the inside of the cover?
When you open the book, you've got a blank page. You turn the page, and then it says Gift of the Magi. Actually, we need another blank page then.
Yeah, because it'll throw it off.
Yeah. We need another blank page there. So here's when you open the book, and then you turn the page, and here's the Gift of the Magi on the right. And then you have the tree next to the introduction. But now all the writing's going to be on the right-hand side.
Yeah,
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Here's where we open the book. And then we turn the page, and then there's the Gift of the Magi. And then you turn the page, and then there's the tree in the introduction. Then you turn the page again, and then there's the introduction to the apartment, the doorbell,
yeah, I think it works.
the couple, the money, the couch, the hair combing, the pocket watch, the trip to Madame S's, Madame S's cutting her hair, the store with the chains, the short bobbed hair and the concerned look as she's asking Jim if he still loves her, the combs, the chain, two of them together, and then a blank page at the end.
That's it.
I think that is it. I think we're done. So I think now the only thing left to do is work on the cover and then start plugging this in as a PDF for the Amazon KDP. I think we're right on track. If I go back here, if I go back here, no, that's not going to work. Yeah, there we go. If I go back to our planner, I really wish this had like a unicorn or something on it. My next planner is going to be Hello Kitty for sure. Did you hear Ivy almost bought this exact same planner? It's hilarious. There's December. Here's November. Where are we? We're on the 20th. We're supposed to be finalizing and sending now. Is what we're supposed to be doing, but we're not there. There's no way, because I still have to put the cover together, and it may just be that the cover is. Hopefully I haven't lost my my phone view. There we go. It may just be that the cover ends up being. Why is this difficult? Maybe we just use the tree.
We could do that.
We could just use the tree. I think that's too much information. We could use the tree. We could take the tree out of the book and just use the tree there, and have the gift of the Magi written next to the side of the tree. Or I could use. I don't know. I feel like it's not a secret story. So I mean, there's no real reason to be discreet about the ending. It's not like it's a surprise. It's not like it's a surprise ending.
You need a package on the front, a Christmas package.
I
I don't like the tree.
I kind of like the tree too.
Yeah, I like the tree. I'm sorry.
But see
How
how
about boss?
we had this one without me, and without it saying day 8 illustration. I don't know. How about putting a couple of gifts under the tree? You know, and I could do that. When you get a chance, look at your email and see if they don't remind you. Oh, Pamela sent. Do you want me to show it on the air, Pamela? Pamela sent a picture of her daughter and husband. Her daughter's got red hair like this also. Yeah, I think putting a couple of gifts under the tree. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I don't want to put this off too long, but I think we're going to wrap on the 25th. I think we'll come back on the 25th. I'll try to have we'll do the cover. I'll have everything else ready to go, and we'll do the cover and go through the upload process. That's taking longer than it should. There we go. That's a great big picture. That's why. Look at that. We could have just used the two of them as models. Look at that. We could have used the two of them as models for this picture.
That's perfect. They could hurt dimples. That's perfect.
That is a beautiful picture, Pamela. Granddaughter, not the daughter, granddaughter.
It truly is.
That's a beautiful picture. They look truly happy together. But yeah, I don't know how to zoom in on this. But yeah, we could have been using them as models for the whole time. But all right. So again, what I think I'm going to do is that we're going to come back. We're going to come back and we're going to wrap on the 25th. We'll read through. We'll do a read through of the whole story, and I'll figure out how to put it up big for both of the vertical and the horizontal. Maybe the horizontal gets to see the whole thing, and the vertical just gets to see it one page at a time. We'll figure that out. We'll come back and we'll have everything ready to throw the cover together. We'll create a couple of packages to put under the tree, and so on the 25th, which is next Tuesday, we should be able to wrap this up and save the file. And then uh, at that point, we'll go through the upload process at KDP, and you guys can see what's involved in that. And then that should be it. We should be done. Now, the only problem is that we have to commit that on the 25th we've got to finish, because if we don't finish on the 25th, there's no hope of this being back in time for the first week of December. But it's an arbitrary deadline. It's just a deadline I set. At this point, at this juncture, there's no publishing house saying, we've already paid you. Where's my product? But I want to really strive. The 25th was the original end date. Was the original time we had planned to finish it. We just have. I feel like we're right there. We just have a little bit more than we can do tonight. So we're going to wrap up tonight, and we'll come back. I really can't do anything this weekend because on the 23rd, my whole family, my two youngest kids and my wife and I are going to go to the Renaissance Fair on the 23rd. I'm not even going to get an apple fritter. You know what? I can probably force them to stop. I'm driving. I can probably stop and get an apple fritter on the way out. But we're going to go to the Ren Fair on the 23rd, and on the 22nd, that gives us the 22nd to take care of all the chores around the house. So I can't really stream this weekend. So yeah, we'll just plan on finishing this up on the 25th, and guys, be sure and join me back then. Also, we stream every morning at 5:30 in the morning where we do our daily sketches every morning at 5:30 in the morning. Hope to see you then. And by next week, Thanksgiving, we'll be back on our regularly scheduled Thursday night nonsense, where on Thursday nights we just paint for fun. We typically just paint and draw and do something for fun. We've been wrapped up to meet this deadline, but this should be the last time that we have to do that. So Tuesday we finish the book. Thursday we'll get back into the regularly scheduled program, and then of course every morning at 5:30 in the morning. Be sure and join us then. So thank you so much, guys. I will see you next time on the Artistic Biker Live, and have a great night. Thank you so much for joining me. I can't say join next time. Same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. I guess I could, because it's next Thursday. Anyway, but then we dance. We dance until somebody says they see me dancing, because seeing me dancing means that the lag has caught up with the stream, and my lag is way behind. Hopefully somebody is much closer than I am, because my lag is back there still showing off the lovely couple. So I'm just glad that Claudia is not here, because as much as I love Claudia, she won't tell me that I'm dancing. She'll just let me dance.